Hello and welcome to the No Holds Barred Witchcraft podcast. Chris, I feel like I need a pep talk.
Oh, you had a bad week, love.
I've had a bad month. I've had a bad time. I'm losing enthusiasm and I'm surrounded by depressed people.
Oh, kill him?
No, that's frowned upon. And a lot of the depressed people I'm supposed to be helping. Or I kind of
Oh,
like them.
are you contractually obliged?
Yes. Some.
Oh, damn it. Do you want me to have a look at the fine print?
No, what I'd like a bullshit coping mechanism that'll make me feel a little bit alright for a little bit of time, but not really not really fix the problem. The sort of thing you get from a self-help book, but I'm not really too great at reading. I can't be bothered with all the reading. So I kind of want the enthusiasm that you get from reading a self-help book that empowers you, but obviously I need the sugar crash at the end of it, clearly.
Okay.
So what can
So
you
does that
say
mean
to
I need to say
me?
something? Do I need to say something about mindfulness and meditate? No, we did that the other week.
Well, give me some
That didn't
advice,
help?
Chris. Come on. Because
Did that
I
not
thought
help?
that powerful witches and the like powerful kung fu masters, they come out with all of these little stories, little sayings, and stuff that you're supposed to help you cope with life in a very practical way. So come on,
Okay.
what's the best you've got?
The best I've got is kill 'em all.
Who am I killing?
But that's where all my clients have been going the last couple of weeks. Let's kill 'em all.
What, the
Humanity
underworld?
doesn't need to be
Have you
here.
been killing clients? You've been dispatching people you're not supposed to.
I haven't dispatched. Just talked about dispatching and made
Threatened.
a few threats.
Right.
Okay, I'm sorry, Liam. You are having a really tough time. I
I
should
am
be
having a
wanting to
tough
give you a
time.
cuddle, but I don't think that works on robots.
I'm
Do
not
you
really the
do
cuddly
you need an
type.
oil change?
An oil change.
Do you need an
No, I
oil
did that this
change?
morning.
Oh God, not what I meant. Did that not help?
I threw the oil rag away.
Oh God.
What?
Okay, quickly changing subject. Do you need a factory reset?
Um, Maybe a soft reset so that I don't lose any important data. See if that
I don't think
works.
that's gonna. I don't
Does
think
that
that's gonna
ever
help.
work? It didn't work on my computer.
No, no. For all you listening at home, Liam's had a really bad couple of weeks. Um, to the point that I actually talked to him about astrology this week. That's
Yeah.
how bad it got.
What's going on with the astrology of the world, Chris? Madame Chris,
Well,
astrologer extraordinaire, tell us the forecast of what's coming up.
it's only going to get worse, love. It's only
Right.
going to get worse.
When does my Saturn return end, Mr. Chris?
I don't know. When did we look? We did look at that at some point.
It was practically a year, wasn't it?
Yeah. How come mine wasn't so bad?
I don't know.
It's because
But
you were wrong, isn't it?
there's my Saturn return, and then there's all this other stuff that's going on, and you looked it up, and I have no idea what it was all about. But isn't every planet currently in retrograde or something?
Pretty much.
Or just
There wasn't
basically
really.
my favourite ones?
No, all of them. Like
Oh,
all
all
the
of them.
outers, most of the inners. By the end of this week, pretty much all the inners will also be in retrograde. I think the only one that won't be, I think, was Venus. But that was
Right.
about to hit score. She's just as bad, really.
Well, I've never put a lot of faith into this Mercury retrograde crap because I've never found it to be that much. But I am certainly feeling it lately. And now when you're saying all the planets are in retrograde, maybe to take me down, it does require every planet to be working against me. Maybe if it's just one or two or three, it don't really have much
Oh,
impact. But if it's all of them working against me, then maybe this is why I'm feeling like nothing's working. Because there's a lot of people that are commenting that their magics ain't working and that they're all getting really shitty and depressed and stuff. And I feel like I'm worried to do stuff in case it all backfires and that. And I'm thinking, well, I know technically what to do and how to fix the situation. What's bothering me is knowing that something's going to happen and knowing that then I've then got to go and put it all right. I'm
oh, okay.
just tired, you know? I just feel tired with it. I'm plodding
Uh,
along and taking one obstacle at a time, but I am trying to plod along and just, yeah, take it one obstacle at a time. I don't know, you do some talking now.
well, I think, did we decide we're going to call this one Doctors Make the Worst Patients?
Oh,
Something like that.
yeah, because
Okay.
I won't be told.
There,
You said to do a cleansing ages ago. I still haven't fucking done it properly.
what?
I
Oh,
did a
come on,
little
Liam.
cleansing, but I didn't do like a proper one, you know.
Oh, you mean you didn't go and do any sunbathing?
I did the equivalent of washing one's hands. The magical equivalent of washing
Okay.
one's hands. Which is good for
Okay.
hygiene purposes, but you only normally do that before you're going to prepare a meal or after you've been to the toilet. If you don't do it, the deeper cleans, then fungus grows and shit.
Yeah, all sorts of nasty things happen. So, okay. So I did it properly last year for mine. Granted, mine wasn't as long as yours, but I spent a whole month purifying last year to make sure that rode out okay. So why didn't you follow suit, Liam?
Well, ever since I did that naked ritual and got interrupted by all those people, my usual cleansing and clearing ritual that I do every summer, I'm reluctant to now do that, especially with the luck that I've been having, because I was happened across by several people. Luckily, they were all adults, but behind the adults, 5 minutes down the track, was a group of scouts or beavers or whatever the fuck it is they are. And that could have got me put on a list. So I'm thinking that, I can adapt things and do a different cleansing ritual, but I like that cleansing ritual. I'm partly reluctant because I don't want to change my practice because I'm old and I don't like change. And also it's
Don't
because I
like
can't be
change.
fucking bothered, you know? I just can't be bothered with it. I
Dear.
just feel like, oh, it's fine. Everything will clear, it'll be fine. And then it just continues on and on and on. And I'm kind of like, normally it would just go with the general vacuums and robotic vacuum. The magical equivalent of the robotic vacuum normally fixes everything by now. But if it keeps coming and coming and coming, then it ain't gonna fix, is it? And with all this astrological bollocks that's going on, maybe I should take this more seriously. See, even the fucking thing is now not working. You still there?
I'm here. Can you hear me though?
I don't know. I don't know if that's his end or my end, but this is welcome to my life.
I think
Welcome
it's my end
to my life.
for a change. It's
Are you there,
misbehaving.
Mr. Chris?
Can you hear me?
I don't know. He just said something about misbehaving or something like that.
I said I think it's my end misbehaving. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes. What's going
So
on then? What are we chatting about today? Doctors
we
make
is
the worst patients.
yeah, we is chatting about the fact that you are having a really bad time right now. And part of that is Saturn
Right. What are you
return.
going to do
Part
about
of
it?
it might be the cosmos against you. Well, I've already told you. You know what the problem is.
I think it's a little bit of everything, if I'm honest.
So, you need to get changing shit.
And
Fix it.
how would you recommend I go about doing that? Because doctors are
Well, one,
supposed to not prescribe
you
their
need
own
a fucking
medication,
good
aren't they?
cleanse.
Doctors aren't supposed to prescribe themselves pills and shit. So maybe witches shouldn't fix their own problems. Maybe they should go to other witches to fix their problems. So if I go to you, what would you do to fix my problems?
I'm not fixing your problems. You don't pay me anywhere near enough.
Hypothetically, what would you do?
Okay. Hypothetically, one, you're going to have a deep cleanse, either against your will or agreed. I don't care which, but you definitely need a deep cleanse. And I don't mean any kind of chakra bollocks. I mean you actually need
So
to.
like a full-on
We're
colonic.
talking. I was going to say we're talking a colonic, full bleach the lot colonic. Let's go.
And how am I going to do
Because
this
I think that's the
cleanse
very
then?
least that needs to happen.
How am I doing this cleanse?
Well, Mr. Trump says you need to use bleach, don't you? That's how you get the
Oh,
corona get
bleach
rid
to
of.
defend against the COVID.
Yeah. No, okay. So you definitely need to go and get your fucking cleanse sorted. I cannot believe you've not gone and sorted at least an equivalent. I kind of get why you've not gone and done your traditional cleanse, but surely you would have done something else instead.
Not really.
I'm very shocked at you, Liam. Shocked. This is my shocked
Well,
face.
I mean,
For all of you at
I've been
home,
a bad witch.
this is my shocked
I've been
face.
very bad. So I'm thinking,
Um,
obviously, I might have my own approach to doing this, but for the listeners at home that might be interested in how you might go about such an activity, a magical colonic, how does one do it?
no, you
And
don't
does
need to
one
squirt
need
essential
to
oils
squirt
anyway.
essential oils
So
anywhere?
by a deep cleanse, I mean needs to be cleansed inside and out, and I don't mean by sticking a smudge stick up your arse and lighting it. This needs to actually be an inside outside cleanse. So in order to do that, you need to both cleanse yourself energetically and do a lot more than a shower. So for me, I would probably go, because I love a good walk, Liam. As you keep pointing out to everybody, I love a good walk. Um, so I would make this, you know, the hardest rock climb you could possibly do, and flood your system with water the whole way through. Something like that, something physically exertive while cleansing your body all the way through. So, and I'm saying,
So sweat it out, you're saying? Sweat it out like you sweat out the fat. The diet pills make you sweat out the fat. Is that what you're telling me? Sweat out all the badness?
you need to actually put some of that goodness back in. So for me, I do that with obviously mineral water that's taken from source, not bought at Tesco's. Um, but obviously for you, I'd probably go and bless it a few times, um, because it's probably going to be needed. I think you'd probably need to go and do at least 3 wells in order to make sure you've got the fully potent mix going through your system. That's easy enough for you. You've only got the Mendips and there's 2 in Glastonbury. You can go and flood yourself through. But I would normally it would be put enough fluid and then actually keep going until you've sweated it all out. And then obviously the energetic work needs to go in. So whether I would hope nobody listening to this would need me to explain that, but I'll do it anyway. So an energetic cleanse would then involve balanced planets. So whatever that would be for you. So for you, obviously, it's going to have probably going to have to speak to Saturn to both balance itself and deal with itself at the same time. But for most people, that might be balancing. So if you're mercurial, then balancing out potentially with Venus, or potentially crossing over and balancing it with Jupiter. Depends on what kind of setup you've kind of got. Obviously with Liam spends a lot of time dealing with the Saturnine, so probably would need to find something beyond the Abyss to deal with that, to balance it out properly, or go for the entire setup. Especially as the entire setup is currently in retrograde, it might take the whole setup.
I was considering going and getting a haircut by the Norns.
Okay, you wanted me to put you in touch?
Which was another thing that actually went wrong, right? I don't know what it is. It's some sort of resin from something I've been working with get in my hair.
What?
And I couldn't get it. I had to cut it out. I tried washing it for about a week. Yeah, I know. It was literally, it dried like a rock on there. I tried all sorts of stuff. It's some sort of resin, but I don't know what the fuck it was, but I ended up cutting it off. I didn't throw it away. I thought, a lock of my hair, I'm going to use that for something. And I did immediately think, this is a lock of my hair that's got a load of crap that really pissed me off in it. This would make a lovely symbolic destruction as part of like a cleansing spell or ritual to kind of burn it or something, wouldn't it? And it'll smell nice as well. It should not just smell like the hair.
It depends what kind of resin it is.
I don't know, frankincense or something. I'm not sure what sort of resin it is. But the thing is, Chris, the super witch in me feels that all of this bad juju is such a waste to let it wash down the drain. Shouldn't I be doing something with it?
Who said anything about washing it down the drain?
It and using it.
Who said anything about washing it down the drain?
Else?
I certainly didn't. I'm saying expelling it. I said about expelling it out of your body. I didn't suggest for a second you'd waste that. When have you ever known me to waste a good juju, bad juju, indifferent juju?
Well, this is why I was just talking about this. This is why I said about it. So what are you talking about? Bottling it up then? Or directing it to someone?
Either or. Me, I bottled it and, gave us a white Christmas. What you do with it is entirely up to you. What would you like to do with it? Give someone cancer?
Well, I don't currently have any enemies that are still alive, so I'm wondering if I want to keep it bottled up. And I'm getting into me potion making of late. I keep getting everyone to make potions and shit. So I'm wondering if using a lot of the drawing type herbs that would normally be used in herbal medicine, drawing out splinters or things like that. I'm wondering if I should make a sponge potion and what form that would take, and whether it will soak up the stuff that I'm expelling but then hold it ready for me to do something when I actually want to do something with, because I don't have something that I want to use it for, but I could possibly sell it, couldn't I? I could put it on the shop. Liam's bad juju.
I would not be buying any of that. Just warning you all at home.
Someone possibly
do
would.
not buy that.
It would make a wonderful jinx.
I think it'd do a bit more than a jinx, love.
Well, no, because I'll just water it down homeopathically.
Oh, okay. Homeopathically.
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to get your essence of Liam flower essence. Eau de Liam.
But it's not really essence of me, it's just essence of all of the shit that I've walked through type thing. So
you make it sound so
I'm
appetizing.
just wondering, I mean, we do have a shop, so we should be selling such things, interesting trinkets and the like. I could
there is no way on
in
earth
a box and then have written on the top of the box, "Do not open under any circumstances," and then just leave it somewhere. In fact, if I take it down Willsbridge Mill and leave it on the bench, I could hide in the trees with my phone and just video it. Because there's enough people that walk past that someone's bound to, walk past in 10 minutes or so.
No, you've got to use it. You've got to use it to make one of those cursed objects for your cursed object tournamenty thing going on. I'm sure it'd have just the right spark to go and curse an object.
Ah, that's quite a good idea.
Obviously, it'd probably have to be one of the higher leveled ones after they've got through some other things. Because you'd need another super witch to bottle that back up again.
I don't think it's that bad. I mean, it is just stagnant, sticky energy, isn't it? So, I don't think if I just put that as the battery for whatever it is, but I'm liking the idea of having something that someone gets tricked into opening up, like the old Pandora's box, or like that old tree that you weren't supposed to eat from.
Oh, okay. No, I don't know. We'll see. I quite like the box idea, but if you're saying it's not enough, then maybe it wouldn't be enough to fuel an object like that. So sorry, I keep yawning. But yeah, it really depends. So anyway, what were we talking about? So we were trying to establish what you would do afterwards. So obviously this would be balancing the cleanse. So, destroy, heal, has to all be in good spell casting, has to be balanced out. So what would you do afterwards to balance out? What would make you happy, Liam? For you to follow up this serious cleanse with?
I don't think he's.
Some people are going to have a spa day.
I hate
you're
spa
not
days.
Really. You don't like people touching you.
I don't like
how are you
people
going to deal with
me,
that?
and I don't like the spa thing where you have to go and take your clothes off in front of strangers and sit in the hot tub with them, and they make small talk and stuff whilst just sweating. It don't seem therapeutic to me. I don't really see what people get from it, if I'm honest.
So what's your spa day, Liam?
Well, I don't have a spa day. Like, I literally just said I don't like spas. But there was a certain thing
but what's your equivalent?
To me, and that is, I've got a lot of coins that I found, an old coin collection. I'm thinking if I take one that feels unlucky, and if I do me cleansing, I'll do some sort of baptismal cleansing. And put the coin at the bottom of something, and stand on it, and I'll do me cleansing, and I'll let it wash away, and I'll push all that energy into the coin. And I'll take the coin and get, the tiny little, they're like ring boxes, the little wooden ones we've got, that we don't really use a lot, from the works, the little wooden ones. And I thought I might put on it a little, right on the front, do not open, and then I might write in the lid underneath, how you're fucked now, put the coin in it, close the lid, and literally go and leave it in Willsbridge Mill, and then just see if someone picks it up, because it's a coin, so people will be like, why is there a coin in the box? And it'd be interesting as a social experiment to see whether people will. Obviously we know people are going to pick the box up and open the box, but whether people will take the coin out, I'm wondering if they'll take the coin out or whether they'd be too scared. I could video the whole thing, apart from the cleansing part, and put it on the Witchcraft Live group, or in the No Holds. But it's probably better to go in No Holds Barred, isn't it? Because that's where all the naughty stuff.
No Holds Barred would love that. They'd eat it alive. They love it. No. But how are you going to balance this out, Liam? Or is that your treat to yourself?
What do you mean treat?
I've just said you've got to balance out a good old cleanse with something that's going to be enjoyable for you. We said a spa is not going to work for you because you don't like being touched. Why has it got to be
enjoyable? I'm just getting rid of the energy and replacing it with.
Because you've got to treat yourself after that kind of, if you've had a colonic. There's no pleasure in the actual colonic, although to be fair, you probably would.
I could buy a cherry pie from Tesco and a family, because I used to do this. This is what I used to do on a Wednesday. I get the bus home, and I used to stop off at the bus, and the family in that used to go swimming on Wednesday. So theirs would all be, it would just be me and my older sister. I used to get off the bus, go in Tesco's, get a cherry pie, and also get 2 of the fruit and nut, the family fruit and nut bars. I used to get 2 of those. And then I used to go back home, and we were allowed to watch television, and I used to scoff it all because you had to eat it before the grown-ups come, because we weren't allowed to watch television because there was a lot of television bans, and also we had to eat it and all that because it was snacks and stuff. I used to love that. It was literally one of the things I used to look forward to. That's how sad my childhood was.
Oh,
the things I used
you got to
to
put
look
you got to
forward
put you got to put the podcast button in there for that needs to be put in. We need some sound effects.
We really should start doing some sound effects. The problem is with the sound effects is it requires more editing from me. And at the moment I've got a good thing going. I push like 2, maybe 3 buttons. Now we don't have to get rid of all the swearing and that now, because we're allowed to go explicit. But yeah. I don't know. If I treat myself, I might treat myself to a cherry pie afterwards and just put my feet up and just watch something on Netflix. But like literally watch it, because normally I just have stuff going on in the background whilst I'm doing work and stuff. But I might literally just say, screw this. I will just not do it for the rest of the day. I'm just doing this until I go to sleep. And then I'll wake up the following day and do my usual day. I don't feel like doing anything that you said, like exerting myself. I don't feel like doing that as a cleansing. I feel like I just want to wash everything away, not have to sweat it out.
Okay.
But to be fair, I could just do it both. I could just do the sweating out part in the gym, and then I'll do a nice like they have mint showers and that, don't they, at the spa? So if I did a baptismal water, because I do quite like making baptismal waters actually. I'm not one of these ones for moon waters and that, but I like a good baptismal water. I might do that, and I might pour that on myself and stood on the coin. Or I could stand on lots of coins, couldn't I? And then I could put them all in different places in little boxes all over the place.
Oh dear.
Because
We're gonna
if
start
you're
a new
talking about
pandemic.
getting pleasure from something, I do get pleasure from watching the misfortunes of other people. Like, people say that I'm very patient listening to them talk about their problems and that, and they often apologise for, going on and moaning and stuff. I always find it therapeutic, because I always, in my head, I'm thinking, I'm so glad I'm not you. And I do find it therapeutic to actually hear people moan, as long as they don't go on and on and on, because I do dislike people that repeat themselves. I do find it quite therapeutic watching people moan, because it really does make me feel appreciative of the charmed existence I have. And it doesn't make me a bad person, because I don't then turn around and tell the person that I lead a charmed existence and that I've never had to go through any of the shit they're going through. I just keep that quiet. I just do it's not your fault though. Interchangeable with various different things. I think we're almost at the end of the regular edition of the podcast.
We are. I think in the next part, behind the watershed, I think what we're going to have to talk about is kind of this high-low magic balance that we were talking about the other day, and actually about having a balanced practice.
All right, bye then.
So that events like
they're gone now. They're gone, Chris. The riff-raff has gone. They haven't made it past the Patreon barrier. So you don't need to tell the patrons now what you're going to talk about. You just need to actually talk about it. So, high magic versus low magic. That you don't like the sounds of high magic versus